Hi, my name is John Nelson, the plugin CEO of JKL Works and Plugin Business. Welcome to yet another plugin service profile. We're going to go in the Wayback Machine today, which makes this a kind of a double whammy. In addition to being a Monday replay that some of you have never seen before, we're going to go in the Wayback Machine back to September of 2023. I know that seems like an eternity ago for some of us, but we're going to talk about AI tools, and it's a presentation by a gentleman named Chris McCormick with Stealth Marketing Solutions. This is not mine. This is all his research, and this is something he does as a side hobby for right now, but it's creeping ever more into the business that they have, and in a fantastic way. So this was a part of something Atlas Agency Launch Lab did. But it was such a spectacular part of it, and second only to the founder, Sheena Lee Kinnerly, doing her amazing information that she was dropping. This one certainly got the most attention that I can think of, as a lot of people were engaging with it and interacting and doing all that. So be prepared to take a tremendous amount of notes. If AI is your thing, or you think AI is your thing, then you will enjoy this. So yet another plugin service profile. And if you have questions about it or anything else, we can get you connected to Chris, and hope to eventually have him in an updated form joining us at some point. But just email info@jklworks.com. That's info@jklworks.com, or comment wherever you're watching this video, and we'll get him to respond to some of those questions and some of the thoughts. Thank you and enjoy.
So where to begin with AI? I mean, we could do 2 hours just on AI, probably 4 hours at this point with everything that's going on a day-to-day basis. Sorry about that. The main thing I want to let everybody know is that Terminator was indeed a documentary. It's happening right now. The robots are taking over. Just kidding. But we're getting close. So I want to start with some new things that have happened in recent days. Meta, or Facebook, whatever you want to call them, is now releasing conversational chatbot assistants, and they're doing it across all of their messenger apps, and they're going to expand past that. But for now, you're going to be able to, on WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and Instagram, have a conversational chatbot that is essentially like ChatGPT. So what this means is you're going to be able to talk to ChatGPT throughout all these interfaces and get so much information and data. And their goal is basically to have the AI become your personal virtual assistant right there. And it's going to take a lot of tasks out of their hands and allow you to do things in a much more streamlined fashion. Amazon is right behind them. And in the next week, I believe they're going to be releasing AI-powered Alexa that can be connected across all your devices where you use Alexa. So you could be walking around in your living room thinking about something for business, and you could talk to Alexa like it's ChatGPT and give it prompts that will then connect to your computer. So you could be making a cup of coffee, giving prompts that are then going to show up on your computer. So working by just talking to all of your Alexas, which is pretty crazy. I mean, there's going to be a lot of creativity, a lot of different things that you're going to be able to do with some of this new technology. Something else that OpenAI just released that is really interesting is they upgraded DALL-E, which is a image creator. So they had DALL-E 2, which was making really, really quality images, but it was struggling with the text. And so now they integrated the language model of ChatGPT into the image creator. So it's in beta right now. They just releasing in October. In the next couple weeks, it's going to be where you can tell it to make an image, but now you can give it text that can write in the image. And that's super interesting and useful for marketers, because theoretically you can say, I want an image of, people in an office working on a blackboard with some specific text that you give it to make a background for an ad that you want to post, say on your Facebook business page, on your Instagram, social media, on your LinkedIn, and you can then give a text prompt that will write out on the image. So essentially you can create your ad. Now you have a picture that you made yourself right from here in minutes that you can now link your landing page to and put on your business pages. So that is really cool stuff that's just released right now, that's going to be coming in the next few weeks and few months. We're going to see some significant and exciting changes to be able to use. So one of the main things I want to talk about that we use a lot in Atlas and in Stealth is we use a content creation software called ScaleNut. The more popular version of that is Jasper AI, and it's very similar to ScaleNut, where it is a writing assistant, basically. But there are some differences with Jasper AI and ScaleNut, so I want to talk about those. The most important one being that ScaleNut is a lot cheaper at $17 a month for like 100,000 words per month. So that's the baseline price, really pretty good. Jasper starts at $40 a month. So if you're not using it too much, right, or you're just getting used to it and you want to kind of test it and see, is this something I'm going to use frequently? Definitely go with ScaleNut, and you can play around with that. The other thing that ScaleNut has that Jasper doesn't have is a lot of templates for marketing. So they have a whole section of marketing copy where they have templates for website copy, email copies, and whatnot. And in the drop down, right, Sheena, if you can help me share the screen, I'm going to present you and show you guys what ScaleNut looks like.
All right. As soon as you share it to StreamYard, I will edit.
Yep, I'm doing it. It's being finicky.
Tech gremlins. Always the days you don't need it to work, it works. The days you do need it to work, it doesn't.
Of course, no, it's not.
I would say that's Murphy's Law, but my wife's maiden name is Murphy, and she gets really
upset.
That'll get you in trouble, John. Here's like talk about AI. Our Wi-Fi is not doing a good job here. Yeah. Sorry about that. Let me see. I'll let you know if and when I can share that. But for now, I'll just continue talking about it. So it has all these AI copyrights. You can use a cold email. You can do personalized emails. You can put in your branding in your business and let it know who you are and who you're trying to reach. You can make that customer avatar so that when you're using a template for an email, it already has all that information, and it helps you write that with just a couple of inputs. And it puts it in a nice edit mode where you can just adjust it to personalize it how you want. But again, it's a huge time saver. If you're doing a lot of emails yourself, you want some warm emails to get out there, really connect with people, that's something that can help you a ton. Something I've used it for quite a bit is they have an article writer and something called cruise mode. And this is just insane. You basically put in a couple of prompts to make a draft article, right? You put in your details such as context. If you want to write a blog, right? I want to write a blog about productivity in marketing. You enter that and you give it the tone of voice that you want, right? And again, you can put in brand voices. So you can create your tone of voice where it learns how you speak. You can also use and save others. There's a company called Liquid Death Water, and they have a very kind of fun and irreverent tone. And so I save that as one to kind of just be able to create something that's a little bit different that I would then modify. But you can just, get a very professional tone. You can use different companies where you're like, I really love how they sound. Their marketing really grabs me. Well, you can go to their website or take some of their copy, plug it into ScaleNut, and save it as a brand voice for any article, blog, website copy, or email copy. So really cool stuff that you can do there. Now, this cruise mode will pump out a first draft for you. It will have headings, H1, H2, subheadings, and it's going to build it out so that you have your first draft. And in the editor, the best thing that I love about ScaleNut, it has a built-in on-page SEO optimizer, and it is amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, you can rank above people. In about 10 minutes, you can make an article that is going to rank very, very high, and it will help provide authority to your website by using some of the tools. So they have keyword research, right? Competitor analysis. So if you write an article about a topic, you can just go over on competitor analysis. Again, I'm trying to share that screen. I apologize, it's not working. But you can share the competitors, and it'll pop up and it will show you, based on your topic that you're writing about, these are the top SEO ranking articles out there on the web, right? You can look at them, you can assess keywords that they use, and you can adjust your keywords and your content to rank above them. So one of the other things it has is built-in images. So you're writing a blog, you want a couple images, you put that in, and then you can add alternate text, which will bump your SEO score up even more. So a lot of articles are out there in like the 60s, 70s out of 100 ranking on SEO, but you can make ones that are in the 80s in literally under 10 minutes. So that's a pretty cool and unique aspect that ScaleNut has. What else with that? Yeah, the keyword research. That's right. It has a keyword planner. So if you're not even writing an article or a blog post, but say you're doing social media posts, you can find the topic that you're talking about and go into ScaleNut and use a keyword researcher. You put in one keyword and it will populate keyword clusters for you, right? And you click on any of the clusters you want, and it ranks all the keywords, and it has all categories listed out. Highest percentage of use, top clusters to use, keyword difficulty scores. Again, all these things you can take and use for social media posts. It will then help you generate hashtags for social media posts that will integrate together to rank and to get attention to the Instagram algorithms and TikTok and whatever you might be using. So that's a really cool tool. I do recommend using it. I use Jasper AI, and I do think the writing is a little bit better. There's a little less modification that has to be done on your part, but ScaleNut has other AI tools in it where you can adjust it. So as far as the SEO tools, the keywords, the competitor analysis that you have, that blows Jasper away. But spending a little bit of extra time using the AI tools to modify your writing combined with those other tools, you'll come out with a much better overall product that's going to kind of rank with, on a search engine results page. So all those things together, big fan of ScaleNut. I use it almost daily now and definitely recommend that. Another thing I want to talk about is engaging your customers with some original visual content using kind of a creative little workflow where you put some softwares together. And so starting with writing, okay, using ScaleNut, you create, say, a blog post or an article like we just spoke about that is optimized for SEO. From there, I'm sure you guys have heard of Lumen 5. If you haven't, it's really, really cool. Its counterpart is Pictory.ai, which is pretty good, but they use mostly AI voiceovers, which I'm not a huge fan of just yet. They'll be getting better soon to where they'll sound pretty human-like, and maybe at that point I'll use them. But I like using pre-recorded videos or even doing a voiceover yourself. So you can take that article, blog post, put it into Lumen 5, and then it will help you create a video where you use open source stock images and stock videos, okay? And it will take the context of the blog and it will make a really, really professional looking video where you can just express whatever content you want. And we all know that videos are a lot more engaging and get a lot more traction online than written posts. So say your Facebook business page or your LinkedIn profile, and you want to get somebody's attention about something you want them to know about, a service that you offer, something unique, something just to grab their attention. You can go create a blog post, and again, under 10 minutes, right? Optimize for SEO. So you have keywords built into the content. Now those keywords are going to translate to video on Lumen. Again, 10, 15 minutes once you kind of learn how to use it. So under 30 minutes, you could create that blog post, make a video, post it to your Facebook, post it to your LinkedIn, and now you have a really professional looking finished product that people will definitely be impressed with. So Lumen 5 and Pictor AI, write those two down. Something else I want to discuss is ChatGPT. I hope everybody's using ChatGPT or Claude at this point, because it's so amazing the things you can do. If you're not using it much, if you haven't learned how to prompt yet, it's kind of fun. It's kind of interesting once you really get into it and learn how to give it input and create output that you didn't even think of yourself, and to brainstorm just different ideas for your business. It's really interesting. So one of the cool things they've updated in the past few months is that you can now use custom instructions inside ChatGPT. So you have to use the Plus version, which is $20 a month, and that is easy for me to recommend $20 a month to use ChatGPT. And the custom instructions section, you can tell ChatGPT who you are, right? You can put in there who you are as a person. You can tell them again about your business, about your brand, about the customers that you're trying to reach. So that will learn all of that stuff. And when you start putting feedback in, it's going to learn what you're looking for, who you are. And then on another part in the custom instructions, you can do a lot of different things. But one of my favorites is you can add a prompt that's built into any prompt that you already do. And that is, if you ask ChatGPT a question, it will give you information. At the end of that, it will just automatically ask you, do you want 3 questions to delve a little deeper into some of these topics? And all you have to do is write 3Q and put that in, and it will create 3 questions about the content that it just put out. And what this does is it gives you new ideas, things that you haven't thought about, and you go, oh, wow, that's interesting. You take 1 or 2 or 3 of those questions, whichever one you like, you plug it back into ChatGPT, and now it's going a little bit deeper. Now you're learning stuff, right? You've shifted over here, and you're like, well, I didn't even think about that. Then you hit 3 questions again. 10 minutes later, you're like, I came in here asking about this, and I can't believe that this is what I got out of those questions. So that is a really, really cool feature. So if you're using ChatGPT, I recommend upgrade to the Plus version, learn how to use those custom instructions so that you can communicate with it and let it know who you are and who your business is, and really kind of help you with your branding. So the next thing, how to use plugins and use a YouTube video to make a post for your Facebook business page, your LinkedIn page. Another creative way just to use different softwares to get a new output for you. So if you have a pen, VoxScript is a very, very cool ChatGPT plugin. It's completely free. And then Photorealistic is another interesting one that will help you make prompts for an image creator. So it can use Midjourney, it can use DALL-E. But what you do is you use VoxScript and you find a YouTube video that you want some similar content about. So you find something about the top 3 trending topics in marketing in 2023, something like that. All right, you take that YouTube video, you put it into ChatGPT, and you tell it, using VoxScript plugin, I want you to analyze the content of this video and give me the highlights and tell me what they're talking about. It takes about 30 seconds. It will analyze the video and it will give you a really detailed highlight about what they discussed. Now you have your options to use your custom instructions and ask 3 questions if you want. So that will kind of shift, change a little bit the idea of the content and the topics, and at least in the way that you're talking about them. So you're starting to create original content from this video. Then from there, what you can do is you tell it to use a Photorealistic app, and you can say, based on these topics, I want you to create a prompt for me to use and to put into Midjourney or DALL-E. And it will give you multiple prompts that you can then copy, bring over to the image generator, put in the image generator, and it will start creating images that are related to your topic. Again, you can combine that with the content that you're creating, and now you can essentially make an ad. I wish I could share this on my screen. I apologize, but if you have a pen, there's a really interesting prompt that you can use for this. You take a YouTube video or any content that you want using those Midjourney prompts. Now you have your images, a good prompt to get the next step of your own original creative content is this. So based on the last output that I created, act as a marketing copywriter, right? So it's always good to tell ChatGPT to take on a role. That's one of the most effective things. And create a Facebook and a LinkedIn post that would be engaging to my customer avatar, the customer avatar that you already explained to it. So it already knows who your avatar is. Make this specific to my company's branding. Again, pre-built into your ChatGPT. And then a very key prompt, underline this, use emotional and visceral language. The copy that generates is so much better than your average copy. If you don't tell it how to write, you're going to get that ChatGPT instructional type tone. But emotional and visceral language is one of the best prompts to give it. And as far as trying to sell, you can tell it, making sales copy, you say, be sure to create tension, right? Because that's a part of marketing and sales is you want to create that tension, and you tell it not to sound too salesy. So you're right, don't sound too salesy. And then at the end, lead to a strong call to action. All right, so now it's going to create this content. You have your images you made in Midjourney. You started with this original content from a YouTube video, but now you're over here, you have your original content. If you're going to use it for social media, say Facebook, you could just tell it, add any relevant hashtags and keywords for SEO optimization. So that's just an interesting workflow to use a couple different things to really get creative, give you some ideas, come up with some videos, some posts that you can use. And another good one, I know we were talking about emailing. MailMentor is a newer AI software. It's not too expensive, and it has a sequence builder in the interface. Essentially what that is you're starting with a cold email, right? You give it just basic instructions, such as the tone of voice and the type of business that you're trying to reach. If you have more specific instructions for a warm email, you can put all that detail in, and it's going to create an initial outreach email. The cool thing about this is it already has the built-in follow-up emails that it's going to create for you. So it can create, you just tell it how many you want, and you can schedule your emails to go out when you want, right? 3 days later, send the second email. Next day, 2 days later, send the third email. And it has the AI writer built into it. So it's going to give you a really good start. It's going to, with the tone of voices that you can use, you can really get creative and write different kind of copy. And the marketing aspect, the copy that it comes out with, it's not perfect. Don't get me wrong. You do still have to modify it, but it's pretty good. So that's a really interesting one if you're looking to do an email campaign where you want to get some creative copy and you want to automate it. MailMentor is a very, very interesting software. So definitely check that one out. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention one of the coolest extensions out there for Chrome is the AI PRM extension. So AI PRM. Unfortunately, they started out, it was completely free, and now they upgraded to paid. Not too expensive. The base plan is about $29. And then if you really love it, which you might, the next plan up, which is close to unlimited, all you would really need is $79 a month. So a little pricey, but I use it for free. I don't even pay for the versions. And basically what this does, it has built-in, extremely detailed prompts. You put in the topic that you're searching for, and boom, a whole bunch of prompts will come up, and you can go through and say, which one do I want to try? One of the cool ones I like that amazed me was a one-click blog post. So I want to write a post about brain spotting for optimizing my mindset. You put that in, you click, and it makes an entire blog post. I was like, are you kidding me? This is crazy. They have, again, email copy posts. Really anything that you can think of. So AIPRM is one of the best free ones out there, and you can save your prompts. You can create prompts and share them with the community. There's people out there who are creating prompts every day, and they'll put them in there, and everyone rates them. So there's thousands and thousands, but the good thing is they're rated and they're starred, and there's people talking about, hey, I use this and this was a really good one. So that is definitely a significant Chrome extension that you can implement for free. Try it, see if you like it. If you find yourself using it a lot, you upgrade to the $29 a month plan. So as far as the softwares, everything, that's about it. That's all I have for you guys. But using those softwares, you can do all sorts of things. And keep in mind, keeping up with all these softwares is key right now. Mm-hmm. So do a little research yourself, because every day they're upgrading things. Like I said, DALL-E 3 now is going to be a game changer, right? We're going to be able to make ads by just connecting with ChatGPT and telling it, this is what I want. This is what I want written. I mean, that's insane. So stay on top of these because every day our lives are getting easier to do all the things that we need to do to reach our customers.